Game 3 of round 2. Let's see if we get a good hand here. That hand is horrible. No luck here. That hand is better, but still not very good. We have to keep it. We're not going to get a better 5-card hand than this. Well, you could, but it's the odds are against it. So leyline, that's good for us. He's down 2 cards. Always nice. We don't have any way to interact with those, so we don't care. We'd rather have them have all 4, but 2 is fine. We'll be able to fill up our hand with Squadron Hawk next turn. So he has no turn 1 play. It's always nice. We're still not out of the clear yet, though. We need to draw some good spells. So we can fill up our hand totally. So we have birds and bolts right now. Let's see if we can get some more action. So no play there from him either. That's really nice. We drew Stoneforge Mystic, which is very fortuitous. I'm really liking our chances now. So we're going to swing with our Squadron Hawks. We don't need to give him any more information before we attack. I'm assuming he has a Searing Blaze or something in his hand. As of now, Basilisk Collar is less effective. We don't have any Cunning Spark Mages to see. I just want to get a sword and start getting some value. So we're going to get a sword. Body or Mind or Feast and Famine? The question here, I'm actually thinking Body and Mind due to its ability to generate extra bodies on board. Feast and Famine is nice for the type effect, but we don't have that great of spells to be casting right now. Actually, the discard effect is very relevant as well. I think we'll get a Feast and Famine. Although I think it's pretty close in that situation. So he fetched there to lower his land count, which tells me that he's flooded, and he's not happy right now. He hasn't made it. It's 3 turns he hasn't made a play yet. Here, we could go for the sword it in, Stoneforge it in, equipped to the Hawk. If he has removal, that's really fine. I don't really care. But if he doesn't have removal and he's just flooded, as it seems like he is, it's really going to be a beating. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see what land we're going to play. We have 2 Arid Maces, so I'll go with the Arid Mesa for now. I think we'll get a white mana here so we can play Gideon if we need to. We have extra sources of red if we need them. So we'll put the sword into play. If he has removal, that's fine. If he doesn't have removal, it's a beating. Okay, so he does have removal. In fact, he didn't need to do it before the sword hit, but that's fine with us. If he has to use his lightning bolts for our Hawks, this lightning bolt's not going towards our head. That means that Squadron Hawk gained us 12 life if he used all of them against our Hawks. That's the kind of game we want to be playing with him. Okay, so that's the best thing he could follow it up with. Another Stoneforge Mystic, so we get our Body and Mind as well. Very nice. So we already had double blue. We'll get double red now. We have stone. We don't actually need to fetch with it yet. So we'll just attach here. Okay, so he has another bolt, which is also fine with us. That's 6 damage we've not taken to the face. And we have our own bolt for his Goblin Guide. Question is, do we play? I think we want to play the Stoneforge Mystic here. I don't want to draw the Body and Mind naturally. I want to search it up. So it's nice. The question here is, do we use our bolt on his Goblin Guide? I really want to hit... Okay, that's nice for him. So I think we do use the bolt on his Goblin Guide. We need to kill off that Koth, though. I think we take 6. Kill the Koth next turn, actually. Let's see what he gives us on us. It's Goblin Guide reveal. So he's not swinging. That's very interesting. Seems to tell me that he has a... either he really needs that mountain, he thinks we could bolt it, or he really wants to keep up mana to kill our Stoneforge with a sword. So... Arc Trail's nice. We can kill the Goblin Guide. We can Arc Trail, the Koth for 1, bolt the Koth for 3, and... so that's fine. Okay, so we drew the Arc Trail, as we saw. The question is here, will he let our guy through? I'm thinking if we attack him, he'll let it through because he wants to keep his Koth alive. He does not know we have a bolt in hand. But he might just kill it. Even if he does, though, we'll still have 3 mana open, which is enough to use... We'll have 4 mana open, which is still enough to use both of these together. So we'll equip up here. We're not going to spend any more mana. Okay, so he had it, as we expected. That's another bolt that wasn't going on our face. He's used 3 bolts on our creatures. We would have been at 6. Okay, so we can kill the Koth now. Kill the Goblin Guide, 1 to him, and bolt the Koth. First target, second target. If he has another Koth, it's a bit of a problem, but we can still deal with it. So he's down to 1 card in hand. We'll see what we get. Manic Vandal. Not big of a problem. We have another sword. We'll do fine. So we have 6 mana available. I'm figuring just play 3 Hawks. He doesn't have Power Clasms, I'm assuming. It would be kind of silly for him to have them. So we'll get our 3rd white mana. So we can play all 3 Hawks. We'll let that Manic Vandal through. Once we get the Sword of Body and Mind working, we'll be able to make blockers against him. Okay, so here I'm going to keep 1 Hawk back just in case he has a Stagger Shock or a Searing Blaze for one of our Hawks. In fact, I'll keep them both back so we don't get blown out if he does have removal for this setup. So Stagger Shock. Well, now we know that he's got a Stagger Shock in hand. We'll pass back to... Okay, wait. We should have just equipped there. I did not even realize that. I made a huge misplay. Remove auto yields. At least we can keep it up on defense. That was a huge misplay on my part. block here. His best bet is the Stagger Shock here. I don't care if he does, because we have a Cunning Spark Mage that can pick up the Sword of Body and Mind and swing in. So he's used a lot of burn on our creatures, which he does have to do, but at the same time, it's saved us a lot of damage. So pick up the sword, get on in. We'll play Jace next turn. I should have equipped the sword to the wolf. Actually, no, I want to keep the Cunning Spark Mage around. I don't care if he's attacking. It's always actually... It's nice to have him attacking, because he's a 2-3. It keeps him out of Stagger Shock range. We should be checking what he's milling. People also tend to get really mad when they're being milled. And if you take extra time, sometimes they just quit. So we've milled Searing... Let's see if he's gotten rid of all his lightning bolts yet. So he still has lightning bolt in his deck. He's got fork bolts in his deck. There's more Koth. Searing Blaze, Stagger Shock, Stagger Shock. So all Stagger Shocks are gone. We've milled a Manland, Goblin Guide. I think we're doing pretty well here. Searing Blaze, as we said. Okay. So we'll play our post-combat Jace. We'll Fate Seal here. Kargan Dragon Lord is actually a tiny bit of a problem. We don't have a way to deal with him right now. We could just bounce him with Jace. I don't know what card he could draw that's better than this, than the Kargan Dragon Lord, though. I guess Koth is the best card he could draw right now. And he's already got 2 in the graveyard. So I think we'll put this Kargan Dragon Lord on the bottom. I do think it's... Well, actually, it's not a problem. Unless he has a way to deal with our Jace with 1 card in hand. And I don't think he does, so he can have it. We'll just bounce it. Okay, we'll bounce it with Jace. I think it's about time we move the Sword of Body and Mind over to our wolves. If we do that, that gives us 7 damage this turn. It frees up our Spark Mage to actually do damage with his ability. And I think he's past the time we're needing him to actually swing with the sword. I'm running out of time here. I had to take a break in the middle of this. Okay, so there we go. We milled some more cards. Kargan Dragon Lord, Goblin Guide, Lightning Bolt. So he has no more bolts left in his deck. I think he has another Koth, though. So we got the game there.